Bodhisattva. If Shravakas, Pradika Buddhas who strive for their benefit alone, exert efforts as if to extinguish a fire burning on their heads, to cultivate joyous effort, the wellspring of positive qualities is the practice of a Bodhisattva. Special insight, perfectly endowed with shamatha, completely conquers all afflictions. Knowing this and cultivating meditative concentration that transcends the four formless states is the practice of a Bodhisattva. The practice of the first five perfections, but without wisdom cannot achieve perfect enlightenment. Equipped with skillful means in cultivating the wisdom of non-conceptualizing the three spheres is the practice of a Bodhisattva. If you do not analyze your own faults, you might put on a dharmic facade while behaving in a non-dharmic way. Therefore, to continually analyze your faults and then discarding them is the practice of a Bodhisattva. If compelled by your own afflictions, you speak of the faults of other Bodhisattvas, you yourself will degenerate. Therefore, never citing the faults of those who have entered the Mayana path is the practice of a Bodhisattva. Desire for gain and services helps leads to mutual arguments, and activities of listening, reflecting, meditating decline. Therefore, to relinquish attachment to the households of friends, relatives, and benefactors is the practice of a Bodhisattva. Harsh words disturb the minds of others and damages the Bodhisattva's conduct. Therefore, to give up harsh and unpleasant speech towards others is the practice of a Bodhisattva. Once you become accustomed to afflictions, they are hard to undermine with antidotes. Therefore, with their immediate weapons of mindfulness and inspection, to forcefully eliminate afflictions such as attachment, the moment they arise, is the practice of a Bodhisattva. In brief, whatever you are and whatever you do, always examine the state of your own mind. Continuously working for the welfare of others is the practice of Bodhisattva. To dedicate methods accumulated through these efforts towards enlightenment, with a wisdom free of concepts of three spheres, in order to eliminate the suffering of all infinite beings, is the practice of Bodhisattva. By relying on the words of genuine masters, explain the meaning taught in sutras, tantras, and treatises, in the form of these 37 practices of the Bodhisattvas, to benefit those who wish to train on the Bodhisattva path. As in my learning is meager, I lack in linguistic skills to please the scholars. Yet since they are based on sutras and the teachings of genuine masters, I believe these practices of a Bodhisattva are flawless. Nevertheless, since the vastness of Bodhisattva content is difficult to fathom by someone like me with an inferior intellect, I pray to the genuine masters to consider with patience all my flaws such as contradiction, incoherence, and so forth. By virtue of the merit gathered here, and by the power of conventional and ultimate bodhicitta, may all sentient beings become like the benefit of Avalokiteshvara, who dwells neither in the extreme of samsara nor in the state of solitary peace. Okay, this morning we were doing the four essentials, and what's the first essential? Essential identifying the object negation. And what's object negation of emptiness? Objective existence. And what do you understand by objective existence? Okay, look, don't just wait for what questions coming. You have to remember what are the questions. You're getting it not only that you look for the answers, you think of the answers for the questions coming, you also think of what questions are being asked. From there, it will take you. This is the train of thought required for us to grow. We need to know exactly what questions are asked. So what I asked is that, what is the object? They say you are talking about the first essential. What's the first essential? Hey, what's the first essential? Identify the object of negation. So what did I ask? What is the object of negation? What did you say? Objective existence. What is the next question? What do you understand by objective existence? Quick. Okay. Yes, Sushmita. Mike.
Existence which appears to exist independently.
The something which exists independently. If it appears to, you'll be entrapped.
Sorry.
So something which exists independently. Does it exist or not? Something which exists independently.
Things exist, but they...
This is not my question. Something existing independently, does it exist or not?
It exists.
Objective existence exists. Objective negation exists.
No, not. It doesn't exist independently.
This is not my question.
Objective existence.
My question is, things existing independently, does it exist?
No. No.
As simple as that. Just say no. You getting it? Independent, in other words, independent existence, does it exist? It does not. As simple as that. Good. So we have to identify the object negation so well. To identify the object negation, we need to avoid two extremes. One is the maximalist redundancy, and the one is the minimalist redundancy. Okay. Oh, minimalist inadequacy. Okay, what did I say? Look, my thoughts are not flowing, right? Okay. So what's the problem? If I need a clock, a simple clock, if I need a simple clock, right? And I didn't have a clock, and I worked so hard, whole day, whole month, whole year, right? Right? And what for you are working so hard, right? Working so hard to earn some money for what? No, I didn't know I need to buy a clock, which will cost like 300 rupees. I worked so hard for months and the 2 years, 3 years. Is it okay or not? Not okay. Many of them, not okay. Why not? Mike.
You could also work much less hard and obtain.
You can work for like 1 or 2 days and you can buy this, right? Simply because you want a clock doesn't mean you have to work so hard for, which you're overworking for a small thing, right? And let's say that I want let's say like the laptop, good laptop, right? And I just I need to work, right? And then what work? I earn only, say, 500 rupees per day. 500 rupees and I once in a while go there, work, and the next day I said, I'm sick leave, right? And the 500 rupees that I got, again, after food, right? It's all gone. Will this way of earning, is it good enough to buy a laptop? It will not. But it is insufficient. It is insufficient. One is that you are overworking. You get much more than what is required for this. You can just work for 1 day. It's good enough. So there are two extremes. One is where you have to reject the objective existence, and you reject more than what is required. You reject more than what is required. There's also one problem. And one, you reject less than what is required. You're getting it? You understand? Say one, you reject more than what is required. This is known as maximalist redundancy. And one, you reject less than what is required. Right? Okay. Some parents, this is the problem. A child needs some, say, basic stationaries, which cost like 500 rupees. And parent gives like, say, like 30,000 rupees. 500 rupees, the parents they give 30,000, and then it spoils the child. Sometimes the child has no source of income and needs stationery for 500 rupees. Rebecca, tell me, a child needs 500 rupees to buy this, and parents give 10 rupees. Is it sufficient? Hey, right? Why not? So, how much given? Yes, so that is too insufficient. You're getting it? One over much more than what is required. Other one is less than what is required. For example, I give you an example, right? I've given an example. Say you are being interviewed. Okay, you are applying for the chief security, the chief security of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Okay, you are the chief security of the Dalai Lama. Okay, the lady, what is your name? The lady there. This lady is so happy. Yes. Tatyan. Same name. Okay. Tatyan very happy. Chief Secretary of His Holiness, our honor. Right? Okay. So your job is to make sure that His Holiness's security is so good. You getting it? And you get a news. Hey, look, see, you tell me what's the problem. And the person, Chief Security Tatyana, she got a news, she got a message saying that there is a terrorist, a threat to His Holiness. There's a threat coming to His Holiness, right? Next day. And Tatyana orders all the security guards, right? That there is a security coming, threat coming for next 1 month. Next 1 month, don't allow anybody to get into His Holiness's palace. Is it a correct approach or not correct approach? Don't allow anybody to come. So, will this stop the terrorists or not? Nobody's allowed. Somehow you made very strict, nobody allowed, and you are very successful in that. Not you don't allow anybody, right? Terrorists can get in or not. He cannot get in. But what's the problem? Staying out. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, Jim. Nobody else can get in. So what's the problem? Okay, just tell me. It's not about the rejecting more than. It's not about It's not about philosophy. It's about security guard, right? So okay, yes, Tatiana, you tell me. What's the problem?
Обычная жизнь Далай-ламы, она будет, как бы приостановлена. То есть
How? Because all these staff member, everything was there.
потому что Далай-лама, у него есть ежедневная работа, и это может помешать его ежедневной работе.
Did you follow what Tatiana said? For example, like Obama, right? Obama, Tutu, they want to come to his homes to have a discussion on the world peace, right? And you said, not allowed, Obama, don't come. Not allowed, because I got instruction from the boss, Tatiana, that no one is allowed, because there's a threat coming, right? You can be a threat, we never know, right? You're not allowed. Bishop Tutu comes. Bishop Tutu, His Holiness's best friend. He comes, no, I'm Tutu, no Tutu. Right, not Tutu, because this is for the next 1 month, not Tutu. Because I've got instruction from Tatiana. What's the problem? The whole purpose of His Holiness the Dalai Lama is to create world peace. He needs support. These group people should not be stopped. So what you do is, while you stop the terrorists, you also stop good people also. You stop more than what is to be stopped. You getting it? So if you are a smart security guard, you should be able to stop what is to be stopped and allow what is not to be stopped. You're getting it? Allow the beneficial ones. You stopped everything which is over negation. This is known as maximalist redundancy. You're getting it? Okay. Now, in actuality, it says that there are 5 terrorists. 5 terrorists. They're all in a particular, they say, a uniform and a bag, right? Say with a blue bag and with this some kind of badge, some strange badges, some strange badge. And then you got the information that, okay, the terrorist says this badge. This badge. How many of them are there? Actually, there are 5. And then, say, one comes, and you are okay, this is a person, this is a terrorist, right? And Obama comes, you let him. Bishop Tutu comes, this come. And then terrorist comes, you say that, okay, you have this bad, this is this. Okay, sir, there's one person with this, Tatiana, there's one, this. He says, shoot us on. Yes, stop him. You got the right, terrorist. Good. And then everyone else you allow, right? So, is it good or bad? Why? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There are more. So, what you did is that you have stopped only less number. You have stopped less number. You have not stopped the full. So terror still can come. You're getting it? So you have stopped less. This is minimalist inadvocacy. It is inadequate. You're getting it? So the point is that when you identify the object of negation, it is like identifying the terrorist. You're getting it? When you identify object of negation, it is like identifying the terrorist. You would identify precisely, not more. Not more. Hey, not more and no less. You're getting it? Not more, no less. This is required. So now tell me that, say, if I say that the flower, the emptiness of flower was object negation, I said flower itself is object negation. What's the problem? So when I negate the flower. Then I'm saying that there's no flower. You getting it? What's the problem? Huh? Hey, louder. Less or more? Less. So you are negating flower completely, right? No flower.
Existence of the flower.
Yes, you're not negating absolute existence. You are negating. When you say there's no flower, absolute flower, the objective flower is negated or not. When you say there's no flower, so in my hand, okay, in my hand, is there a flower or not?
Yes.
There's a flower. When I say there's no flower, right? If I say that there's no flower, you are negating flower.
Yeah.
You're also negating impermanent flower. Everything on flower is negated. Objective flower is also negated. But you also negate the flower. You getting it? Is it good or bad?
It's
How bad? This is maximalist redundant. You have to negate objective flower, not the flower. So you reject more than what is required. So this is known as maximalist redundancy. Okay. Next, right? So okay, now point. Let's say the flower was object negation, emptiness of flower. Permanent flower, right? Permanent flower is object negation. So when you see emptiness, you have to negate the permanence of a flower. What's the problem? Huh? How? Yes, how? Mike?
Because we are saying it's like permanent, like the.
So what's the problem? If the permanence is rejected, so what's the problem?
It's
It rejects less
not
than
less than what
required.
is required.
How do we know that? Okay, look, how the question, even the questions. How do we know that we are rejecting less than what is required?
Because we
when we reject it, still we can believe in the
object
that the flower is not permanent, but it's still objective real. You getting it? So objective flower is not affected in your mind. When you reject the permanent flower, oh, there's some problem, but flower still exists objectively. So objective existence is not affected, you will not realize emptiness. You getting it? In other words, object negation, listen, this is an important point. How do we know that you have identified object negation well? Let me repeat it. How do we know that we have identified the object negation well? Is when we negate the object negation, negating object negation simultaneously, the word is simultaneously. Simultaneously, you should cognize emptiness. You should get emptiness. You getting it? So, by negating the flower as permanent, by negating flower as permanent, Do you get emptiness? Hey, when you know the flower is impermanent, you negate the flower is permanent, what did you get? You get the flower to be impermanent. You're getting it? To know, to cognize the flower is impermanent, does it mean that you cognize emptiness of the flower? Huh? No. How no? Because, okay, the fossils, what are they? All composite things are impermanent. Number one, you getting it? Then, all contaminated things are suffering nature. Then number three, all phenomena are the nature, emptiness, selflessness. So look, number one, number three is subtler. You getting it? Number one is very gross. Even though you know the flower is impermanent, still you cannot understand the flower as empty of objective existence. This is number three. So if these two are same, we don't need two. We just say the all composite things are emptiness. Finish. But these four are taught separately, which means that the first and number three, there is a difference in subtlety. The first one is very gross, and the third one is very subtle. You're getting it? Good? You got it? No, got it. If you do not get it, then you cannot move to essence number 2 and 3 and 4. You getting it? Okay. So the point is that I'm saying this again. What is the object of negation? Object of negation, emptiness is such. When you negate it, let me repeat it. When you negate it, no objective existence. You should get emptiness. You getting it? Let me repeat it. Okay, what happened? When was the lunch? Okay. So I'll say once and you repeat it. You repeat it. Object of negation is such that when you negate it, meaning, what does it mean by negate it? What do you mean by negate it? What's the English word? Negate. Reject. Very good. When you reject it, when you say it does not exist, when you negate it, let me repeat it. Object negation is the object when you negate it, you should get emptiness. Anybody who can repeat it? Object negation is the object when you negate it, simultaneously you should understand emptiness. Let me repeat it. Object negation is what when negated, when refuted or rejected, simultaneously you should understand emptiness. Okay, is there anybody who can repeat it? Carl, can you repeat it? Mike?
Object of negation is such that when you negate it, you should get emptiness.
You should simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
This word. Simultaneously, you should realize emptiness. You should get emptiness. Anybody else who can repeat it? Anyone else who can repeat it? Banla, yes.
The object of negation is an object that when we negate it, simultaneously we should understand or realize emptiness.
We should understand or realize emptiness. Very good. Anybody else? Anyone else? You want to try? Yes. Very good. The lady over there.
Object of negation is such an object, or when you negate it, you should simultaneously get emptiness.
Perfect. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes, Drishti. Mike?
Object of negation is such that when we negate the object of negation, simultaneously we must cognize emptiness.
Very good. Good. Okay, yes, over there.
Объектом отрицания, отрицая объект отрицания, мы постигаем пустотность.
So, object of negation, the second object, when you negate it, you should simultaneously understand that.
I don't know if Benla is actually translating or he's reading what he wrote. Right. All the religions, he just Okay, the lady there.
Объектом отрицания является то, что когда мы проводим отрицание, то мы постигаем пустотность одновременно.
So, object of negation is something that being negated leads to simultaneous understanding of the emptiness.
Perfect. If I'm Russian speaking person here, I'll not ask the question because I know that what I'm going to say is going to die in the paper. Okay, thank you, very good. Okay, now to see how much you've understood what I said now, I'm going to give you a very simple example. Say, what is emptiness of flower? Then I say, emptiness of flower is very simple. That the flower is not chocolate. Empty. Flower being empty of chocolate is the emptiness of flower. Is it correct or not correct? Or not correct? Raise hands. Okay, good. And how many of you will give me the reason? Raise hands. How many of you can give me? Don't worry, is a correct or not incorrect answer. It doesn't matter. Just raise hands that I have some logical answers. I have some answers. Okay, Nick. Mike.
It's not correct because the object of negation hasn't been accurately identified.
How in this case, what's the object of negation that I identified?
The existence of chocolate in the flower.
So what's the object of negation in this context?
The non-existence of chocolate.
The flower being a chocolate.
Being a chocolate.
Flower being the chocolate is object of negation. This is minimalist inadequacy or maximalist redundancy?
Minimalist.
Perfect, very good. Okay, the Rishi? Okay, so let's begin fresh. I said, you asked me, what is the emptiness of flower, right? You asked me that, Geshe, did you go to retreat? I said, yes. What did you learn? I learned emptiness of flower. Wow, that's amazing. What's the emptiness of flower? This is what you asked me. I said, that the flower is empty of being a chocolate. This is emptiness of flower. Then what do you think? This is not correct emptiness. Why? Because you have not identified object negation well. What's the object negation which I identified?
The emptiness of the flower.
Emptiness of flower is not object negation. What's object negation which I identified here?
The inherent existence of the flower. Or the flower is not chocolate?
Flower is not chocolate is not the object negation. This is emptiness which I think it is emptiness. So the flower being chocolate. Flower being chocolate is the object negation which I identified. And I said that such an object negation doesn't exist. You getting it? Anyone else? Okay. Attempts should be made. As you make attempts, you will know where you're going, where you are not being able to, where you are not clear. And then improvement happens. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay. Andrew. Huh?
What's your question?
What happened? Were you sleeping?
No, I wasn't sleeping. I just...
Okay. My question is, you asked me, what is emptiness of flower? I said, emptiness of flower is very simple. That the flower is empty of being a chocolate. This is emptiness of flower. So in which case, where did it go wrong? Is it emptiness of the flower? Emptiness of the flower being empty of chocolate? Is it emptiness of flower?
No, it's not.
It's not. What problem
You've got the wrong object of negation.
I identified the wrong object of negation. What object of negation I identified?
You've identified the flower as being chocolate, and that's your object of negation. chocolate flower.
Okay. So therefore, this is this is not the proper identification of object negation.
No.
Okay. So what problem did I fall into?
You fell into minimalist inadequacy.
So why minimalist inadequacy?
Because
you reject less than.
We rejected less than it is required.
What is required, right? So how do you know that reject less than what is required?
Because we didn't simultaneously get to emptiness.
You rejected, the moment you rejected, simultaneously you did not get emptiness.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. How do you know that this experience is not emptiness? So you said that simultaneously you didn't get emptiness. So anybody? So this is a little tricky question. So I thought that I got emptiness, right? The flower is not a chocolate. I got emptiness. I learned it from Geshe Dorji Damdul from Tushita, right? Flower is not a chocolate. This emptiness of flower. So you said no. Yes, right? So how would you tell me that it is not the emptiness of the flower? Anyone? Okay, Drishti, yes. Okay, here. Yes.
So what you got is the emptiness of flower being a chocolate.
So that emptiness of flower being the chocolate is the emptiness of the flower. I learned it. Okay, Drishti. This is a little tricky question. You're getting a little tricky question. So I didn't really say anything before, so you give your own answer.
So when we say that the emptiness of the flower is flower not being a chocolate, we can also say that the flower is not a pillar, the flower is not a table.
Yes, they are all emptiness. This I learned from Tushita.
If we say the term, the flower doesn't objectively exist, it consists of each and every assumption or perception we can have.
So
the complete answer should be the flower.
This is what you have learned from your teacher. I learned from Geshe Dorji Damdul that the emptiness of the flower is a flower being empty of chocolate. This is what I learned.
Okay, so is it not that the flower is empty of being a pillar?
Of course, yes. There's also emptiness.
So it's not just the flower not being a chocolate. It is also the flower not being a pillar. It can be infinite.
Infinite, yes, of course. There are infinite emptinesses.
So
that's correct. What he said is correct. This is exactly what I learned from him. Yeah.
So when we say that the emptiness of a flower is a flower not being a chocolate, we're just sticking to the one perception and we're not focusing on the infinite other perceptions.
When I say you're a girl, it's not wrong. She's a girl. All these are girls. When I say you're a girl, it doesn't mean there are so many girls. It doesn't rule that out. You getting it? I just pick up one example of a girl. Likewise, I just pick up one example of emptiness. It doesn't mean that others are not emptiness. You're getting it? Okay, here.
Это утверждающее отрицание, а поэтому она не будет являться достаточным. Недостаточной она является.
The minimalist, nihilism, affirming. Okay, affirming negative. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So is there anybody before I go to Min? Right. Anyone else? Okay, Chanchula. Mike.
Identified one narrow isolate of negation in relation to the flower.
Just give your thoughts, whatever you will learn from this morning, in the morning meditation session, or from some experiences, anything you can bring from anywhere, to say that the flower not being chocolate is not the emptiness of the flower. How not? Mike.
Потому что это разные объекты, два существования, два. Шоколад и цветок разные.
Oh, because they are different entities. The chocolates and flower, they are different entities. And they should be different aspects, not entities.
So,
the flower and emptiness of flower.
So the flower and the objective existence, are these two same entity?
Нет, это разные
сущности.
Шоколад и цветок это же не одна сущность, это две разные.
Вы хотите сказать, что цветок и его пустота это одна сущность?
Одна сущность, но разные аспекты, да.
The flower and its emptiness are the same entity but different isolates. At the same time, the objective existence of flower doesn't exist, and it can't be one entity with anything at all.
So, emptiness of flower and the flower, these two are same entity, different isolates. Emptiness of flower being a chocolate and the flower also same entity, different isolates. See?
Это разные сущности.
Okay, listen. The flower and the emptiness of the chocolate, not the chocolate. Flower and the emptiness of flower being empty of chocolate, not flower and chocolate. Flower and being empty of the chocolate, these two are same entity, different isolates. Okay. Okay, lucky that. Okay, first, before Min, we have Sherry Pema.
Because emptiness is synonymous to emptiness of objective existence.
Yes. So?
And by saying this is empty of being a chocolate, we are not negating the emptiness of objective existence. But
why not? I said, what is the objective negation? I said, objective existence of flower. What do you mean the objective existence of flower? The flower not being a chocolate. The objective existence, the flower being a chocolate. That's objective. This means the objective existence of the flower. So you negate it, flower being a chocolate is negated, you get the emptiness of the flower.
No.
No, this is what you learn from Tushita. This is what you learn from Tushita. I learned from Tushita differently. Okay, yeah, Min finally. Huh? Yeah, give the answer. Tell me.
My answer is similar because emptiness is the short form for emptiness of independent existence.
Yes. So?
So it should be different from the flower being empty of chocolate.
Why?
Because chocolate and independent existence are different.
How different? Huh? No, why not? Here, Andrea. Mike.
Flower and emptiness of chocolate, like the flower is empty of chocolate, is a non-affirmative.
Negative.
Is an affirmative negative.
Flower not being a chocolate is affirming negative. It's affirming negative. How?
Well,
that's not affirming negative. I think you're a student of Geshe Dorji Damdul. Right. And you go into too intellectual. You really don't go into the depth, right? You're too intellectual. Man.
I'll try, Gesla. Because by negating the flower being a chocolate, you still leave the possibility that the flower exists independently of our mind.
How?
Because how not? When you say that it is not a chocolate still.
He has no answer, so how not? Okay, now listen. What is the purpose for realizing emptiness of the flower, emptiness of anything? What's the purpose? What's the purpose? Quick. What's the Yes, of course, the flower is not a chocolate, it's also a reality. It is to overcome our suffering. You're getting it? To overcome our suffering. So that the suffering are rooted to ignorance. You're getting it? And ignorance sees things as objectively real, right? And if you go like this, then we will never overcome our miseries, which means that ignorance is always with us. But how do you know that the flower is not a chocolate? Raise hands. How do you know the flower is not a chocolate? Raise hands. Nobody knows. Flower is not a chocolate. How many know that? Raise hands. Flower is not a chocolate. How many of you know this before you come to Tushita Center? Raise hands. You already know this. But still we are in the deep inside suffering, which means that ignorance is still there. So ignorance is not shaken at all. Although I know this, the flower is not chocolate, it does not affect my ignorance. You're getting it? So therefore, the ignorance is seeing the flower as object real, and the mind to negate the word, to reject this, is to see the flower as empty of objective existence. If the flower not being a chocolate, understanding flower not being a chocolate equals to understanding the flower not as independently real or object real, then by seeing the flower is not a chocolate, you should be freed from miseries. But we are not free from miseries, right? Our misery, we are just in the peak of the miseries. So the purpose of eradicating miseries is defeated if you see that the word, this is so simple, very gross, whereas the emptiness of objective existence is very subtle. You're getting it? It is very subtle, and the flower not being a chocolate is very gross. You got it? Got it? So therefore, so now where lies the problem? Where lies the problem is that flower not being a chocolate is very simple. What you negate is, you negate it, still you hold on to the objective existence. Which means that what you negate it is minimalist inadequacy. Is inadequate. You're getting it? It is inadequate. Okay. Good. So with this, now they say, what we said is that what is the object negation? Objective existence. What is the object negation? Emptiness. Objective existence. What do you mean by objective existence? So you have all explained from different angles. In short, what we said is that something which exists from its own side, or something which exists independent of the mind, right? Something which exists independent of the mind. Mind does not have any role to play. Is something existing from the object. Okay. So what we said? What is the second seal? Hey, what is the second essential? Sherry Pema, what is the second essential? Oh, sorry. What is not a second seal? What is the second essential? I'm sorry. The lady over there at the end. Mike.
Essential understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts.
Very good, thank you. Essential number 3. Anyone? Essential number 3. Anyone? Anyone resents? Here, Nadia. Mike, Nadia. Mike, here.
Essential understanding being intrinsically different from its parts.
Essential understanding being different. Emptiness is gone. Huh? Okay. Where did you learn from? You learn from Geshe Dorji Damdul. Okay. Essential understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. We're getting it? Okay. Now, say after having identified the object of negation, and it is not that easy. You're getting it? Say our job is study more, and whatever we discussed, you can, if possible, you can. Nowadays, there are so many teachings on emptiness, particularly by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. There's one book by His Holiness, and it does be very helpful. How to see yourself as you really are. It's a very good book. We can read this. How to see yourself as you really are. How to see yourself as you really are. How to see yourself as you really are. Okay. So after, let's say that now we have identified object negation of how to see yourself as you really are. It's translated into Hebrew, maybe Russian. Okay. So now we are moving to the essence number 2 and essence number 2, 2, 3, and 4, right? Okay. So tell me, if I say that the flower does exist objectively, and you said no, the flower doesn't exist objectively, and I say yes, it does exist. So how will we say evaluate who is correct? Anyone? How can we evaluate to see who is correct? Rishi? Mike?
We have to identify the object of negation, and then we...
No, we already identified the object negation, and I said, you said the object negation is the objective existence object negation. I said no, because you said that things do not exist objectively. Flower does not exist objectively. I said, who said it? Flower does exist objectively. So we have disagreement. You're getting it? So how will we evaluate who is correct? Anyone? Reasons? How do we evaluate who is correct? Anyone? Okay, Sheripema?
We subject it to ultimate analysis.
Okay, so what Sheripema said is perfectly correct. Is there anybody who can take us gradually step by step? Anyone? Okay, Min.
We need to see if the flower is dependently or independently originated.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, Drishti. So what Min said is correct. What the Sheripema said is correct. I'm looking for something. You're getting it?
We first see that if the
Before
flower,
this, what's my question?
that the flower exists objectively, how do we identify that?
How do you evaluate whether or not the flower exists objectively?
So first we question that the flower exists or not, I think.
Anyone else? Andrew. The mic.
I would look at the 3 ways in which things can be dependent and judge that against it.
Good. Anyone else? Here, Yamuna. Sorry, Luca, you have been... but you are very young. Yeah. Subjective.
You would get closer to the flower. and
Very good. This is what I'm looking for. For the last few days, I've been always saying, if the flower would exist objectively, right? If you see me in the water, from 1 kilometer away from me, you see me, oh, he is in water. And you wonder whether he's really in water or what I'm seeing is mirage. How will you evaluate that? You come closer towards me. You said it, you remember it? And then I cited something. I cited Socrates. I cited Arya Nagarjuna, right? Not Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is not my classmate, right? Yeah, so not Nagarjuna. Arya Nagarjuna. I cited not Socrates. I cited Arya Nagarjuna. What did Arya Nagarjuna say? Yes, you have this, and you do not know that you have this treasure. You have the treasure that you do not know. You look for something else, right? You say it again. What is that?
If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water?
Perfect. We're getting it? If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? So this is a citation which I did. And then Sharipama said that we have to go closer. You're getting it? This is answer. We have to go closer to the object to see if the object exists objectively or subjectively. Say first go closer to the object to see, by going closer to the object, if you find it, then what you said is wrong. That the flower is empty of object is wrong. If you go to the object and the flower is not seen, then what I said is wrong. I said the flower exists objectively, and you said flower does not exist objectively. You're getting it? So how do we do is that we go closer to the object. Okay.
So based on that, is matter empty?
Say it again.
Is matter empty? Like if you'll take matter
Empty or empty of objective existence?
empty of objective. What?
Empty of
Empty
inherent
of
existence.
inherent existence.
Okay. Everything is empty of inherent existence.
But if you go closer and closer and closer on the matter, it will stay matter until the end of it.
Okay, so that you come little. Okay, but I'll do it right away so that I know that. Otherwise, all our second essential, third essential, fourth essential, you will not think. You only think about your question, right? So I'll do your part first. So just pick up one matter. Which matter?
Just a matter.
Atom, electron, proton, quark.
But all of those are labels. Matter is not. But all of those are labels.
Even the matter is also label.
Yeah, but you can treat it as a label. But you can also treat it not as a label.
No. If it is a label, finished, right?
If it's a label,
label means so. Therefore, you said everything is label. Even the matter is also label. Finished.
But it doesn't matter how I call it. Like it's still.
Doesn't matter how you call it. It's still a table, right?
Yeah, but
just pick up something. Just pick up something. What you are doing is you are metaphysically just saying matter, and you are not grabbing at anything. You're getting it? Grab at something. Say electron, proton, neutron.
So based on that, matter does exist, right?
So
based on what you're saying, matter does exist.
Of course, matter still exists. You exist.
Inherently.
Perfect. You exist.
Inherently exist.
This is what I said. Who said that? I did not say. I said just matter exists. You also exist. Everything exists. You're getting it?
Ultimately.
Who's that? Who said? This girl said. First, I'll ask two questions. You getting it? Don't you forgot that? Just as I accept the matter, I also accept you. Everything. Just as I reject you as intrinsic existence, I also reject matter as intrinsic existence.
Ultimately, I mean.
Ultimately, inherent, whatever you word, right? So this is all synonymous. Just as I reject the person as objectively real, inherently real, I also reject the matter as inherently real.
How?
This will come. This is coming.
Okay.
So therefore, I'm very glad that now you got it. Now you're ready to listen. How you said how is coming. You're getting. Otherwise, you will not listen to that. Your mind is also after this. You're ready now?
It's 3 days thinking.
Ready
about
or
it,
not?
but yes, I'm ready.
Good. Not ready. Good. Otherwise, he will not think. He'll think about, oh, matter, right? I talk about the second, what is this? Second essential, third essential, fourth. He will not get anything. Now he'll get something. Okay, ready now? Ready now? So, how do you evaluate that? How do you evaluate if the flower does exist objectively or not? How do you evaluate it? By going closer towards the flower. You're getting it? By going closer towards the object. Okay. What is that mind known as which goes closer towards the object? Hey, what's happened? What is that mind known as which goes closer to the object? The lady over there, what's your name? Rose. Easy to remember, Rose. Ultimate analysis, perfect. Okay, Luca, thank you. Yes. Okay, so it is known as ultimate analysis. Now, let us subject the self. Okay, let's meditate on emptiness for self. You getting it? Emptiness of self. Let us subject the self to ultimate analysis. You getting it? Okay. Okay. Now let us subject the self in you, yourself. Do you exist or not? Yourself, does it exist or not? Yes. Louder. Yes. Good, it exists. Does it exist objectively or not? What I've learned is that it doesn't exist objectively. How? This is what we're going to do now. You're getting it? Okay. Now what we do is that after this, then we'll do the meditation on the emptiness. You're getting it? After this, after I explain it, we'll do the meditation emptiness. Okay. So what we do is that to see if the self, you as a person, Kaya. Oh, Kayo. How do you spell it? K-Y-L-E. Kyle. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's say that each one of us, Kyle or Luca, either Kyle, and so forth. When you think of this, to see whether this Kyle or Luca exists objectively or not, you subject the Kyle Luca to ultimate analysis, right? Ultimate analysis. So, ultimate analysis means it should go too close to, say, Kyle there. Don't stay from distance. You have to go closer to the object. This is what you have to do. By going closer to the object, you will end up seeing the thin layer of the skin. Do you agree with me or not? It's very scary in the first place. You just see the thin layer of the skin, which is not Kyle, which is not you. You agree with me or not? Right? Sometimes we meet with accident, and then your whole body, right, rubs against the road, and the skin is ripped. Yes? Yes, no? So that skin is not Kyle. Right? So, because, oh, this is my skin, right? This is not Kyle, right? Okay. So, behind the skin, do you agree with me? Is there anyone from the medical background, like nurses, the doctors? Here, one, anyone else? 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, say, behind this, there is the fatty tissue. Behind the skin, there's a fatty tissue. You agree? Right? So if you don't know what that is, right, say, when I was very young, age 7 or 8, one of my classmates, his leg somehow hit somewhere and it was cut and the fatty tissues come out. The first time a young boy was seeing this, I didn't know that it was very nice. It's actually a covering. Something is not nice is out there, but inside is there. The fatty tissue came out. Okay. And Don't do like this now, it's there. Right? It's there. Right? It's there. Fatty tissues. Okay. This is also not Kyle. Kyle is nice. Fatty tissue is not nice. Right? And then behind that, the muscles, the cartilages are there. Of course, these are not fat. The Kyle. Kyle is so nice. Muscles are like the meat, right? Okay. So then alongside, we see the whole skeleton. The whole skeleton. Of course, this is not Kyle. The skeleton is the mouth. Our mouth is small, right? And the skeleton it stretches here, right? It's very scary. Kyle is not like this. Kyle is very handsome, right? But skeleton is not handsome. It goes up there. It goes up there. Somewhere here. It's there within each one of us, right here. I'm sitting here. It's there. And you're looking at me. You see that with you also. That's true. That's true. Then the whole skeleton is there. See, in the night, if there's just the skeleton comes walking, talk like this. Oh, very scary. You're getting it. You'll run away. But who's running away? Even the skeleton's also running away. Right? That's very strange. Okay. And alongside the heart, the lungs, the liver, the spleen. And so for all the solid parts, they are not Kyle, right? Kyle is very handsome. None of these handsome. Okay. So these constitutes the solid parts of Kyle, known as the element of earth. These are the parts of Kyle, but not Kyle. These are the parts of Kyle. This is the element of earth. Then the Kyle has the blood, 4 liters of blood. All of us average 4 liters of blood. Blood, which your heart pumps through the different parts of the body. That is the element of water. Of course, that is not the Kyle. Then the element of fire, the body heat. Body heat, 2,600 joules of energy. The body heat. Of course, that is not Kyle. I can see Kyle from distance. I cannot see the body heat of Kyle, right? So element fire is also not the person. Then what? Element of air. 4.6 liters of air. 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through your lungs. Even that is also not you. You will not go out to get in, no? Right? So this is also not you. Element of air is also not you. Then element of space. 99.99% of your body is vacuum. Vacuum, because your body is made of atoms, and the space between the electrons and the nucleus is so vast in comparison to the size of the electrons and the nucleus. So we're just that. Essentially, we are just vacuum. 99.9% of our body is a vacuum. But Kyle is not a vacuum. Kyle is a solid person. So even the space is not Kyle. Then what? Kyle's mind. Kyle's mind. Kyle's a male. And you are a female. Or you are a male. Or you are a third gender. This is decided on the basis of your body, not on the basis of your mind. Your mind does not have a gender. So therefore, even your mind is also not you. And also that people from distance, they can see you, but they cannot see your mind. You're getting it? So if, from this you come to know your mind is not this person. Okay. Now we see that all these 6, earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness. These 6 are known as 6 elements which constitute the person. Just as the table is made of 4 legs and the top plank. Just as this house is made of the ceiling, the floor, the walls, the doors, windows, pillars, beams. That's it. Right? Combined together, then we create a sense of house. Top plank of the top plank of the table and the 4 legs combined together, we get a feeling of the table. Besides these, there's no table there. So what we see is that we are nothing but made of these 6 elements. Okay, how many of you understood thus far, reasons? Okay, now what we were looking is, we are looking at the self by what? Ultimate analysis. You getting it? by ultimate analysis. So what the ultimate analysis is looking at, is to see if the self exists objectively. You're getting it? What the conventional analysis is looking at is not looking if the self exists objectively. Conventional analysis is looking at if the self exists. That's it. Conventional analysis is looking at the self for what? To see if the self exists. Ultimate analysis is looking at the self for what? To see if the self exists objectively. You're getting it? Okay, now objectively, intrinsically, what are the synonyms? Tell me some of the synonyms. Objectively, Rebecca, what are some of the synonyms? Objectively, intrinsically, independently, inherently, truly. Oh, hey, anything extra? Absolutely. Not permanently is very gross. Permanently, what we said is very gross in comparison with the, even if you reject permanence, still you don't get emptiness. You getting it? Independently. From its own side. Yes, thank you. This is what I'm waiting for. That the self exists from its own side, not from the mind, from its own side. Very good. So we have enough the vocabularies for this. You're getting it? So now, ultimate analysis, if the ultimate analysis finds something, by looking at the flower, if you find something as a flower, the flower should exist independently, objectively, intrinsically, inherently, absolutely, truly, from its own side. Good. Okay. So what's the second essential? What? Hey, what is that? What is second essential? What's second essential? What's second essential? Emptiness is gone again. Second one. Good. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Intrinsically, meaning that in the eyes of the ultimate analysis. Intrinsically. You're getting it? Okay. Now, in this analysis, we end up just, let's say that your mind goes too close to yourself, too close towards yourself, you end up seeing the 6 elements. Yes? If yes, raise your hands. You go too close to the self, you end up seeing the 6 elements. Your sense? Good. So now, if the self does exist objectively, this self should be seen by the ultimate analysis. By the ultimate analysis, you end up seeing the 6 elements. Right? 6 elements. You end up seeing the 6 elements. Which of the 6 elements is the self? None. So if you are really happy with this, none of the 6 elements is me. Which means that you are discovering that none of the 6 elements, that 6 elements are, 6 elements, are they the parts of you, your parts? Hey, your 6 elements, are they your parts? Yes. So these parts are not you. Yes. The parts are not you. Parts are not one with you. Parts are empty of being one with you. You understand how I'm taking you there? First, these 6 elements are not you. Yes. If you agree, then say yes. Right? Luca is so kind. Not only he smiled. Okay. Let's say that subjecting this self to ultimate analysis, what you end up seeing is you end up seeing the 6 elements. Yes, and none of the 6 elements is you. Yes, the 6 elements are your parts. Yes, but none of them is you. Good. So none of the 6 elements are the parts, and you are not the same as the 6 elements. Yes. So you are not the same. You are not the one. Meaning that you are empty of being one with the 6 elements. You are empty of being one with the parts. Right? If you understood this, then you've understood second essential. But second essential? Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. You getting it? Okay, how many you, 50% you got it. Minimum 50% you got it. Minimum 50% you got it. Good. The next. You're looking for what? You're looking for you? Or you're looking for objectively existent, your name? You're looking for Paul or you're looking for objectively existent Paul? Perfect. You're getting it? So now, if you do find something, you should be able to find objectively existent Paul or objectively existent Kyle, right? Okay. Going there, you end up seeing the 6 elements. None of the 6 elements are your parts. So this self is not one with the parts, not intrinsically one with the parts. If not one with the parts, then see if the self exists different from the parts. For example, like, let's say that say if there is a rat, say this cloth is like your parts, and if self exists as different from the parts, what should that be like? It should be like, do you agree with me or not? If the self is different from the six elements, the parts, then it should be like a rat different from the cloth, right? This hand, let's say this is a rat and covered by the cloth. So this is a self and 6 elements cover it, right? So when you remove the cloth, there should be the rat sitting there, right? Remove the 6 elements, there should be the self sitting there. Okay, remove the 6 elements, do you see the self sitting there, naked? You will not find it. You're getting it? You will not find that there is self is sitting there like this. Remove the 6 elements, what happened to self? Gone, completely nowhere to be seen. You're getting it? Which means the self is empty of being intrinsic one with the parts. Now see if it is intrinsic different from the parts. Remove the elements, remove the 6 elements, see if it exists different from the parts. Remove the 6 elements, what happens? No different. There's nothing there as different. You're getting it? How many you got it? Second, that it is empty of being different from the parts. Raise your hands. Good. If you said remove 6 elements, then nothing is left there. There's no self there. If you got it, you get the third essential. Essential of understanding the. You got it, but you cannot say this, right? In words, you cannot say this. You have to look at the book. Right? Let's say this. What's the third essential? Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being different from its parts. You're getting? Okay. Emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. You're good. Okay. Now what is the third one? Kyle, tell me. What's the fourth one? What's the fourth essential? Okay, Luca, what's the fourth essential? Okay, yes. Sound. Luca, speak.
Essential of understanding the perception that anything is empty, of being intrinsically
intrinsically one and intrinsically different, entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Perfectly good. Anyone else? Raise hands. Anyone else who like to say this? Fourth essential. Anyone? Anyone you want to read it? You can also read it, no problem. Anyone? Fourth essential? Okay, Sushma. Yes.
Essential of understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one and intrinsically different from entails the emptiness of the objective existence of the object.
Very good. Okay, what does it mean by that? I'm going to explain it now. What does it mean by the fourth one? Let's say that, say that you have only 2 rooms. Let's say you have 2 rooms. You have 2 rooms, and somebody said that a thief has gone into your room. How many in your room? He's in your room right now. How many rooms you have? Only 2 rooms. Room A and room B. So you said, no, it's not in my room, right? No, it's not in my room. He said, yes, it is in your room. I know, it is there. You close the door. You have kept the door closed. It's there in your room. So how do you prove that it's not in your room? First, you open room A. Room A is empty, right? Emptiness of being one with his parts, empty, right? Then maybe the other room. You open the other room, is also empty, right? This means, okay, then what I tell you, okay, let's say that I tell you that the thief is in your room, and you said, I have only 2 rooms. I know you have only 2 rooms, and is there in your room, right? Then what you will say? You will say that if I open the first room, it's not there. If I open the second room, it's not there, which means that your statement is wrong, right? Will you say this or not? Hey, be active. What did I say? Okay.
Да. Если вора нет в одной комнате и вора нет в другой комнате, значит утверждение, что вор находится где-то в вашей комнате, неверно.
So if the thief is not found in one room, in the room A, then not in the room B, so your statement that there is a thief in my room is wrong.
Okay. Did you all agree with Svetlana? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So still I'm yet to open the doors. You're getting it? But you told me that if I open the first door, first room is not there. Open the second room also is not there, which means that the thief is not in my room. Do you agree? Then what is your answer? My statement is wrong, which means that thief should not be in my room. You're getting it? So still I'm yet to open the door. Right? Then I say, yes, if it's not in the room A, it's not in the room B, then my statement that it's in a room is wrong. You getting it? You agree? If you agree, raise hands. If you agree, you have understood the 4th essential. Right? That, what is that? The understanding, the essential understanding is the pervasion. Pervasion meaning that if not in room A, room B, then it's not in my room. Right? For example, if whatever is A is B, you getting it? Whatever is B is B, and whatever is B is C, then A should be C. You getting it? Let me say it. Whatever is A is B, if whatever is A is B, whatever is B is C, then A should be C. Yes. Likewise, if it is not in room A and not room B, which means it is not in my room. Yes. Okay. Pervasion means whatever is in room A or room B, it should be in your room. If it is not in room A and room B, it should not be in your room. You getting it? Okay. This is not as the pervasion that anything which is empty or being intrinsically one and intrinsically empty or being intrinsically different, if the room A is empty, room B is empty, entails meaning it means that the object doesn't exist objectively, that the thief is not in your room. You getting it? You got it? Good. Okay. If you understood this, you understood the 4th essential. Now what do you do is that? Now what you do is you open the first door. I looked at it. Okay, there's no thief. No, the door. You know, say in the first room, windowless room. Two windowless rooms. Otherwise, thief can go through the window. Right? 2 windowless rooms. So look. And then you may also say that the roof is not too strong. Right? No, very strong roof. And no windows. And thick wall. Right? And the floor also, the metal floor. Okay, just when somebody says something, you just understand it. Okay. So you open the first door, the door of the first room. The person peeped into, you see that there's no person inside, no thief. And then you go into the second room. Second room is again empty, which means you made the conclusion. What's the conclusion? I'm sorry, the thief is not in your room. Your room is empty of being a thief, empty of existence of the thief. Right? You got it? That is a conclusion. What's the conclusion? Write it. The conclusion is, and therefore, conclusion. Therefore, last time we did not write the conclusion. The conclusion is, therefore, emptiness of object, the emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Okay, write it. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Let me repeat it. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. And you may think that there's some internal contradiction there. If you understand this, if you really understand it, you will be awestruck by this. Wow, that's amazing, right? You understand this, believe it or not, if you really understand this, you think of this, purification of negative karmas will happen. Even just by understanding this, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. You understand this? Your negative karmas will be cleansed. And then you feel that, say, you meditate on this more, your then afflictions will lose their grip over you. You're getting it? And you meditate on this, then all these experiences like the goosebumps, the tickling sensation, cold waves flowing through your body, extremely peaceful, tranquil state within the heart, all this will be experienced. If you get some glimpse of this understanding, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. It was 2019 in Israel. When I was there was a very renowned neuroscientist, a very senior, renowned, well-known neuroscientist. And he and his colleagues organized a conference in Jerusalem, close to Jerusalem University. And the conference was on consciousness. What is consciousness? From neuroscience point of view, from psychology point of view, and so forth. And many neuroscientists were there, very senior neuroscientists were there, young neuroscientists were there, psychologists were there. And then do my presentation. Okay, so it can be a little related to you also from tomorrow's class about Bodhichitta. They say there was one lady neuroscientist, middle-aged neuroscientist, and she was talking about the neuroscience, how the workings of the mind on the basis of the brain, reduce the workings of the brain. And suddenly she talked about the willpower, what is that? Free will. She talked about the free will. And it became, so she just brought this up and she got trapped. Because all the people, they started to throw questions to her. How can you explain free will on the basis of the neuroscience? But just precisely on the basis of the workings of the brain. How to explain the free will. So, and she was trying to give answer. Many questions come, she couldn't give the answer. So I just stood up and I said that if you don't understand the two concepts of the two truths, conventional truth and ultimate truth, this question cannot be resolved. Free will question cannot be resolved. I said it. And during my talk, I talked about these things, and finally I talked about the two truths related, and then finally I conclude by this statement. What's that statement? Emptiness or objectivity of the object is the objective of the object, right? I concluded with this statement, and then I stopped. Then the conference finished, and the conference organizer, the main organizer, the very senior, renowned neuroscientist. Then people, they started to chat, they started to ask questions to me, and so forth. And then this renowned main conference organizer, he was asking the philosopher, right? What did he say? Emptiness of objectivity of what? Like a small child, he was noting down. Very senior, renowned neuroscientist. He was noting down, and I could overhear that. And that gentleman, he told him that, sir, you can ask him directly, he's here, right? So he came to me, and I said, just on a piece of paper, like a small child, he was noting down, emptiness of objectivity of object is objective. He was so amazed by this, and like a small child, he was memorizing it on the spot. Emptiness of objectivity of object is the objectivity of the object. Emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Like a small child, he was memorizing. It's amazing. You're getting it? Brilliant people will see this line very fascinating. You're getting it? If you're fascinated, you're a brilliant person. Okay, so now let's do a quick meditation on emptiness. Okay, before we do the meditation, oh, poor Nadia. Right? So for her, emptiness is like a home. Right? At home, you just start yawning. So it's my home now, emptiness. Right? Okay. Let's say, before we actually do the meditation, I also like to share with you, say, experientially. It doesn't mean that I've experienced. You can experientially feel the benefit. How? Let's say that, okay, how many of you have at times been through very difficult times, very painful, stressful? Okay, hurry? No? Yes. Okay. And if somebody says that, do you like to have the same feeling again? Yes. No, resents. No way, resents. No way. But can it happen again? It may happen again. You're getting it? Do you want that to happen? You don't want. If it does happen, you want some remedies? Are you sure? Hey, right? If it does happen, do you want some remedies? Okay, let's say what kind of remedies? You're getting it? This is extremely important. Extremely important. Okay, now, look at the other person sitting next to you. And the smiles are very different smiles, right? And particularly Andrea, he's trying to control his smile. Right? Yeah. Okay, so look, can you imagine that the person who made you smile, there's a face of the person which made you smile, yes? Right? So like this, the face of the person can make you irritated, agitated. Yes? Yes? Okay. Not only the face, how the person behaves, how the person thinks, right? It will just make you so irritated, angry and agitated, right? Okay. And somebody who's so judgmental, right? Say you are, let's say you are, say 20, okay. Let's say you are 30, the average, let's say 30. And then somebody says, how are you? Right? And you are just struggling. They say, oh, you look like 50. Would you happy, unhappy? You are 30? And the person says, you look like you are 50. Right? And you say, no, I'm 30. No way, you're not 30. You're telling lies, right? Mentally you'll be very happy, very sad, and you'll be very, very, very upset. Yes? You agree? These things happen in life, right? You meet with people who are rude people, who are unkind people. When you meet with this, your mind feels so upset, disappointed, angry, and so forth. And sometimes fear. When the other person is very powerful, you cannot do anything. You have to, surrender. There's so much of fear. We don't want these experiences. If it does happen, what should we do? What should we do, right? It's not that you have a shortcut answer right now. So this remedy or this antidote, we have to cultivate it. You get the example, and sometimes let's say we make mistakes, right? We make mistakes. For example, like say you tell lies to your mother, to your father, to somebody, or let's say that is whatever. We can make mistakes, and then you regret, and you feel so deeply, 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 say the unhappy. So this regret is a mental state. Yes, this regret is also mental state, heaviness in your mind, right? So we can learn how to see the emptiness of the mind, right? Say unhappiness, sadness. These are all the mental state. So just as we see the emptiness of flower, which is a physical body, you can also see the emptiness of the mind, which is a non-physical body. If you learn that, right, you will see that your mental pains, you think of the emptiness, instantly the pain will disappear. If you get it, if you get the emptiness, your mental pain will go away. Then you become very confident. Okay, so in this book, in the mornings we read what is known as departing from the four attachments, right? Parting from the four attachments. Where is it? Is there anybody who can identify where it is? Parting from the four attachments. Or not parting from the four attachments. No. I'm looking for something else. I said this is not the section. I'm looking for something else. Can you guess what? Can you guess what I'm asking? I said what I already said. I acknowledge that this is not what I'm looking for. Now don't ask me. Don't say page 8. No, you guess what I'm trying. It's in the book. No. No. Say the 4 instructions of Gampopa, which is in Gampopa. Where is it? Just right after the mantle offering. I remember that, if I'm not wrong. Page 40. Page 40 in English. Just after the mantle offering. It's a part of the mantle offering, right? Page 40. As a part of mantle offering. After mantle offering, then we recite these 2 verses. We said that, okay, let's say this is very important. Particularly when we go through difficult times, when you feel hopeless, right? When you're hopeless, we feel so heavy at heart and so tired, nothing to do, helpless, gloomy. What do you do? And then also maybe the Russians, right? In winter, long dark, long night, right? Cold. and drizzling, right? And everything's so quiet, right? Quiet. And nobody's talking to each other, right? And you're at home like this. So heavy, right? Did you feel that? At least once. At least once. Not only Russian, be very honest. So this girl is very honest. This girl, your name? Diana. What I said is true? Yeah, very honest. Svetlana, she's not honest. We should be very honest. What's wrong if you say the truth? When I was in England, okay, Russia, of course. In England, in London. I was there in London, in Cambridge, 2003. It was in October, like this weather. People say, oh, London, England is cold. For me, it's pleasant, it's fine. Then the November, it's a little cold. And my host, they told me that, Geshe-la, be careful, it's a little cold. Is this a cold? I said, no, this is not cold. Then one of my hosts, he said that, oh, Geshe-la, wait, December, right? And December, we see that just like 3 p.m. already becoming down. Nobody's talking to each other, right? Everybody's like a machine, right? So down. And in your room also, it's pin drop silence. Even the birds don't chirp, right? Even the leaves, they don't fall. Otherwise, leaves fall, it makes some sound. Even that is not there. Everything is static. Even this heart also falls, right? Right? Okay, it happens. Do you feel that experience? Okay, how many had a similar experience under normal situation? Even in a pleasant weather, sometimes for no reason, in morning you get up, you feel that so heavy, mentally so low, resents. Okay, right. Russians are very happy. See, there's so many people, right? Not only us, particularly Svetlana. Not only us. Everybody's okay. So, do you want that feeling? Do you want that feeling? You don't want that feeling. So that is a mental state. Do you agree? And you think that whole world is like this. Whole world is like this. But when you do other people, they're so, they're happy, right? But what's wrong with me, right? I feel that every as well, the whole world is the shattering down. No, but look at the other people. They're so lively. What's going wrong with me? I don't want this feeling, right? If you don't want this feeling, that is purely your mental state. You getting it? And that mental state, we have to learn. If you don't want that feeling, we have to learn how to see the emptiness of that mind. Emptiness of the mind. You're getting it? And then, for example, let's say we do some mistakes, any mistakes that we do, right? Say any mistakes you can think of, anything. For example, like you have said something, you have been a little unkind towards your mother, unkind towards your husband, unkind towards you, so forth. And then you regret, it's a mental state. Even unkind is also a mental state. Even the regret is also a mental state. Anything wrong. But if you first regret, that's very important. Anything wrong with that we did, particularly something which is non-virtuous, we have to regret it. If you don't regret it, you will not put effort to purify it. So first regret it. Regret, and then with this, that just deep inside, make a commitment that I will never repeat it again. Then how to fix it, right? You make a commitment, I'll not do it again, but you have to fix the problem. Say, for example, somehow I accidentally hit a hammer to this and it creates a dent. No, I lost my singing bowl, right? I will never do it ever again. I made a commitment, but it's still dent. I have to fix this dent. You're getting it? So I make a commitment not to. First, I regret having done this. Number two, make a commitment that I'll not do it again. Number 3, you have to fix it. How to fix it? The dent happened because of you hit it from outside. Self-grasping ignorance, it made hit, right? Now you hit it from inside, wisdom of emptiness, right? You hit it from outside with self-grasping ignorance. You hit it, then it created a very, undesirable bad dent. How to fix it? You have to hit it from outside or inside? Hit from inside. What is that? Opposite of outside force. What's the outside force? Self-grasping ignorance. What's the opposite force? Wisdom of emptiness. You should hit from the inside. Wisdom of emptiness. Then it will be fixed. You getting it? Once you know how to fix it, right? Then you transcend. You transcend all what we call as, no, this is bad, this is good. You transcend good and bad. That is the freedom, right? In the dream, you do bad things. In the dream, you regret, and you wake up. You are freed from the bad and the good in the dream. That is a total freedom. You're getting it? You become very confident. When you see the emptiness of your own mind, which is otherwise related to the non-virtuous actions that you did, and then you regret all these things, you see them as like an illusion, right? You are freed. Okay, so which page number? Page 40. It says, okay, these 4 lines you don't read. I'll just read and explain to you. This taught by the Gampopa. Gampopa Rinpoche. He was from 11th century AD, a direct student of just Milarepa, right? And these are all his experiential teachings, so precious for us. The first one, may be blessed that mind is directed towards the Dharma, meaning that, what is a Dharma practitioner? Hey, they're all connected. The one who is not attached to this life, of course your life is very precious, one who is not excessively attached to this life. So, may my mind, the first one says, may my mind be blessed, that my mind directed towards the Dharma, means that I be able to think not only of this life, but of the future lives. You getting it? Okay, that is number 1. Number 2, may I be blessed that my Dharma practice is on the proper path. Meaning that, okay, now I want to go to Dharma. I want to go to Dharma, right? Okay, I want to go to Dharma. And then there, so what happens is that, okay, I want to attend the Tushita Retreat, right? Tushita Retreat, and you signed up, and tomorrow you should show up. And tomorrow you get sick. Tomorrow you get sick, you cannot come. So that is, may I be blessed, my Dharma practice is on the proper path, that it should not meet with the obstacles. Number 2. Obstacles are there, right? Say, you're heading towards, where's Tushita? McLaughlin's is there, right? McLaughlin's is there. Tushita is there. You are going, I'm going to Tushita. You're going up. Yeah, right? You're going up. I'm going up. You meet somebody, right? You meet somebody. Hey, where are you going? Tushita, right? You go to Tushita, where up? And the person said that today's my birthday. Would you mind joining me for? Oh, it's your birthday. Yeah. So my friends are meeting there in McLaughlin Square, down, right? Would you come there? Oh, but I have to shit. No, only today. Only today. Okay. So you're going to Tushita up, and then you go down, right? So that is, may I be blessed that the path is free of flaws. Where you are supposed to be going towards up, Tushita, but you go down. It's the wrong path. It's the wrong path. You're getting it? Okay. So, the wrong path, which means that, oh no, I've done wrong, right? Okay, if you go to statue shop. So there are, let's say, there are beautiful statues of flower, and right, very beautiful statues are there, and also statue of demon are there, right? Okay, some naughty people that I know, right? Don't be naughty, give me the correct answer. So, which of the statue would you buy? The beautiful statues or the statue of the demon? Huh? Good. I thought that the effect is going to be naughty. All right, deliberately saying the demon, right? Thank you. Okay, you're going to buy the beautiful statues, not the demon statue. And you discover that all the statues are made of diamonds. Right? Then what? For is there difference or no difference? All are made of diamonds. Right? Then you will not look at the statue, you look at the diamond. You're getting it? Diamond, it doesn't matter. Beautiful statue, bad statue, it doesn't matter. Both are so precious. You're going to get. Then you will just say bad things that you did, good things that you did. You reach to a level whereby you see that both are what? Number 4. Hey, number 4. Hey, read it. May I be blessed that the flaws, meaning the demons within my mind, even the demons, the bad things and so forth, are seen in the light of the exalted wisdom. You're getting it? So when you see that, even the bad thoughts, good thoughts, both are of the nature of the wisdom of emptiness. When you come to know that, then you have the wisdom of emptiness 24/7. You do good things, bad things, sleeping up, everywhere you have the wisdom of emptiness. So this is when you transcend the likes and the dislikes. This is the total transcendence. You are not affected by any mundane activities like, oh, I need what? Nadia, iPhone 15, right? iPhone 15 Pro Max. And then, oh no, my neighbor is so bad, my husband is so bad, my wife is so bad, my parents so bad. Bad, good, you transcend everything to see that they are all the nature of emptiness. So there you are totally freed. So this is a very advanced level of the meditation, but don't think that we reach there. First we have to step 1, then step 2, then step 3, only then step 4. You're getting it? So all to be done stepwise. So this is a beauty of the teachings of the Buddha. So let's say that first we go into the observing the breath. Then we go to observing the sensations. Then we go to observe your mind, where all the problems happen. Agitation, sadness, regret, pain, loneliness, all happens in this mind. You agree? Mind. Then we go to the emptiness of the mind. You getting it? Some people, they just go to the breath and stop there. They think that is everything. Some people, they go to the next level. What is that? Sensations, and they think that is everything. Some people, they go to the next mind and they think that this is everything. But these are all a part of the journey. You're getting, they're all a part of a very important journey. Not that this is just meaningless. No, they're all very important journey. The mind, even you see the mind very clearly and stay in this experience, you experience a clear-light mind. Even that is not a complete story, right? Next is what? Emptiness of the mind. Because if you identify the mind, then you'll be able to see that all these things, anxiety, stress, depression, regret, everything is happening on that level. On the level of mind, when you see the emptiness of this mind, the heaviness will instantly disappear. You getting it? If you get the emptiness correctly. And the emptiness correctly, whether you will get it or not, right? It's not that you have to believe in it. No. You would just be very serious, study it well, reflect on this, study well, reflect well, meditate consistently for minimum for like few years, build up on this. And particularly, I would say that if you attend His Holiness the Dalai Lama's teachings, His Holiness in the olden times is very different. His Holiness gives teachings for like 10 hours a day. But nowadays, with age, His Holiness teaches only about like 1 hour, 1.5 hours, sometimes 2 hours. But whatever duration, 1 hour, even that, what I teach you for like 10 days, how many hours a day? Since early morning practice included, total like 7 hours. Like 7 hours a day into 10 is 70 hours, and His Holiness is 1 hour teaching. His Holiness is 1 hour teaching is much more effective. You're getting it? And you may not realize it. Oh no, His Holiness do not teach about the entities, isolates, positive, negative, nothing. No, His Holiness gives you a extremely firm dome for you, from which you will not fall, right? He'll give you this dome, and you are very fortunate. So small children, the parents will not tell you that, okay, you are 2 years old child, 2 years old girl, 2 years old boy, okay, I'm depositing some money for your PhD program. Hey, you are 2 years old boy or girl, you have no feeling what happened. Imagine that you are 2 years old boy or 2 years old girl, and the mother tells you, hey, right, I'm working so hard, I am saving money for your PhD program. What do you feel? Huh? It is not fair. What do you mean? You better you give me chocolate. You're getting it? But the mother does the planning. What the mother does is very different from what the neighbor gives you a chocolate. What the mother does is very different. Like what His Holiness, the teachings, this is very, very important. So therefore, even if at times you listen to His Holiness teachings, you may see them as little, repeated. Oh, I already heard it before. No, don't just say, how many you have? They had breakfast 10 years ago. Breakfast 10 years ago? No, Mia? Breakfast 10 years ago you had? And every day you have breakfast? You never said, I had breakfast already 10 years ago. You never said it, right? So likewise, don't say that, oh, I already heard this from His Holiness before. Don't say this. Every time you heard it, you are hearing from a realized yogi. Highly, not just a yogi, highly realized yogi. You getting it? This is what we cannot, out of 8 billion human beings, only a handful of people get the opportunity to listen to this. Not because that is restricted, because people, they are just obscured the vision of the reality through the blindness. They don't see that this value is with His Holiness. Very unfortunate. So we are just a handful of people. So we take the most of His Holiness's presence there. Good. Okay. So with this, the point is that we also have to learn how to see the emptiness of the mind. You getting it? Okay. Is there anybody who likes to remind me of that? Which means you are not interested in emptiness of the mind. Nobody. Right? And the Ben is there because he feels sympathetic to me. Right? Nobody raises hands. Okay, look, he's working so hard and we're all sitting like this. So I feel pity on him, right? Yes. Okay. It's already 5. Emptiness meditation tomorrow morning. Not now. Right? Huh? Tomorrow morning. Okay, tomorrow morning. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyat Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyat Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswaha. Okay, and before this, recite the mantra, Buddha mantra, Bodhichitta number 21 times. As you do the mantra, just visualize Bodhichitta and His Holiness the Dalai Lama on your crown and on the crown of all the sentient beings. And as you recite the mantra, and people who are, dying and suffering everywhere in the world, in the wars, trapped in the wars. Just think of them, that the Buddha Shakyamuni and His Holiness the Dalai, they had on the crown of all the beings. And as we said mantra, from the crown, throat, and the heart of the Buddha and His Holiness, the nectar has descended to heal the beings. Heal the beings, remove the mental defilements, and remove the sadness, remove the pains, and they were given new hope, and the Dharma. Om Mone Mone Ma Mone Soha, 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 Om Mone Mone Ma Mone Soha. Let's go to the final direction prayer, page 52. Page 52, 52. I dedicate the marriage thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfectly in the 2 stages. From our 2 collections, vast space that have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may have become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom has planted with ignorance. Okay, 3 prostrations together.